Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into a roadmap that promises to seriously turbocharge your journey into front-end development. How? By turning the AI you're probably already using into your own personal mentor. Let's see how it's done.
Okay, that's a pretty bold claim, right? Doubling or even tripling your learning speed. But the core idea is actually really simple. It's not about cramming more information, it's about learning smarter. And the key isn't just that you use AI, but how you use it.
And that's the big secret right there. Think about it. Most of us, we use AI like a super-powered Google. We ask it a question, we get an answer. But the real shift, the real magic, happens when you stop treating it like a search engine and start treating it like an experienced mentor who's there to guide you.
So, how do you actually make that happen? Well, this entire approach really hinges on one single, crucial first step. You have to set the context right from the get-go. You've got to tell the AI exactly what role it needs to play.
This is what the source material calls the master prompt, and you can think of it like the master key for your learning. It's this one, single, really comprehensive prompt you use at the very start of any new topic to set the rules for the entire session.
Now, just look at the detail here. This is so much more than a simple question. You're literally assigning it a role. That first line, act as a senior front-end engineer and mentor, that one command completely changes the game. It dictates the quality, the tone, and the structure of every single response you get back.
And if we break it down, every piece of this prompt has a specific job. It forces the AI to give you a complete, structured lesson every single time. You get the simple version, then the deep dive. You get real-world examples, a hands-on exercise to practice, and even an interview question to lock in the knowledge. It's a whole learning loop in one prompt.
Okay, so with that master prompt as our foundation, let's look at how this helps you build a way deeper understanding of technology. We're talking way beyond just memorizing lines of code. And this slide just says it all. I mean, look at the difference. On the left, a vague prompt, explain Flexbox. You're going to get a dry textbook definition. But on the right, you're asking for a real-world scenario. You're asking for a comparison, Flexbox versus Grid, using something tangible, like a navbar. That forces the AI to give you knowledge you can actually use immediately.
This is so important, especially for JavaScript. The source is crystal clear on this. If you don't get this stuff happening under the hood, the call stack, the event loop, you're just going to keep hitting the same frustrating walls when you try to debug real-world apps.
Now, speaking of debugging, for anyone who has ever lost hours or even days to a single bug, and let's be real, that is all of us, this next prompt is a total game changer. The source literally calls it gold. This is just so powerful because it goes way beyond just, hey, find my mistake. You're asking it to be a true mentor. First, explain my code back to me, line by line. Second, predict where it's going to fail in the real world. And third, and this is the best part, show me how a senior engineer would write it better. It's a code review on demand.
So, once you've used these prompts to get that solid foundation, the theory part is kind of over. Now it's time to move into what is arguably the most important phase of all, actually building stuff. Because all the theory in the world is great, but it doesn't get you a job. A killer portfolio does. This is where you really put your AI mentor to work, turning all that abstract knowledge into real, tangible projects that actually prove what you can do.
And I love this prompt. You're essentially promoting your AI. It's not just a teacher anymore, now you're tech lead. You're the junior dev. It guides you, but it also critiques your work and pushes you to think about better, more efficient ways to solve problems. It's like a job simulation.
Now here's a prompt that the source says is an absolute gem that most people just completely overlook. You're asking for a professional-level code review that prepares you for the real world. Point out my bad habits. Tell me if this code will break when lots of people use it. And even give me talking points for an interview. It's brilliant.
Okay, so you're learning deep, you're building awesome projects. How do you tie it all together and actually land a job? Well, this last part of the puzzle is all about creating a system to get you ready for the job market.
And it really comes down to consistency. This is a super simple 1-hour daily routine that covers all your bases. 20 minutes learning a concept, 20 minutes writing code, 10 minutes debugging with your mentor, and 10 minutes practicing for interviews. That little daily loop is incredibly powerful.
This is just active learning at its absolute best. Instead of just passively reading a list of interview questions, you're in a mock interview.
The AI asks a question and then it waits for you to answer before it gives you feedback. That forces you to practice thinking on your feet, which is exactly what you need to do in a real interview. But listen, this whole system can totally fall apart if you fall into a few really common traps. If you're asking vague questions or you're just copy-pasting code without really understanding why it works, you're not actually learning. You're just using a crutch. The real growth happens when you engage, when you question, and when you debug.
So, what is the big takeaway from all of this? It really all boils down to a massive shift in your mindset. You have to stop seeing it as just a tool. You need to start treating it as your personal teacher.
As your senior code reviewer who's available 24/7 to give you the kind of expert feedback that would normally take years of on-the-job experience to get.
And as your debugging partner who can help you understand the root cause of a problem, not just slap a bandage on it. It's that combination, teacher, reviewer, and partner, that's the real key to unlocking that crazy 2 or 3x learning speed.
And that's our breakdown of this AI-powered learning roadmap. The tools are there, the prompts are ready to go, and your personal mentor is officially online. The only question left is, what are you going to build first?